Welcome to our last session with the ESGI on Facebook Live. I have some fun things. I've been presenting all day, so we got down here just in time. And I have some really great things to show you using our Counting Buddy system that we use for our math manipulative. And then I'm going to show you some fun things to do with Deco Dots. And of course, because we're in Vegas, I had to bring my card to show you how easy it is to get little fingers to shuffle while you're playing certain things. So advance to the next slide. So if you want to visit me, I have a website on sis4teachers.org. It's full of a slew of resources and free things that you can use. Lots of things on math and different things that you can use in your classroom as well. If you want to, also join me on Facebook. It is Strategic Intervention Solutions, and you can follow different things that we do on there as well. So the first thing that we're going to show you is we have a very fun counting buddy. One of them is a Counting Buddy Senior. He has 10 beads on the top and 10 beads on the bottom. The fun thing is he moves in a macrame beaded way. So if you pull the beads across, they move. The other one is a Counting Buddy Junior, which only has 5 and 5. Our little junior we use in our preschool and our kindergarten classrooms. We have a class set of them in our math salad bar. So every classroom has a math salad bar that they use that has all kinds of manipulatives that kids can be accessible to without asking your permission. And so the Counting Buddy Junior is used there. And then our first and second grade classrooms use the Senior. And so one of the books that I wrote was called My Counting Buddy book, and it has about 50 activities to use with this. You know how when kids are doing addition and they're doing 8 plus 5? Oh, she's got her Counting Buddy book. So 8 plus 5, they oftentimes put 8 in their head, and then they're going 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you're thinking, okay, come on, can you decompose and use that 10 strategy that I was trying to help you with? And a lot of kids just can't see that because they're talking about it abstractly, right? We want our kids to learn through CPA, concrete, pictorial, abstract, means. So the Counting Buddy serves the purpose as the concrete tool. So on the Counting Buddy, I'm going to show 8. Okay, so there's 8 orange beads with 2 left over. The kids learn that there's 10 in each color, and I want to add 5. So I'm going to push over my 5. Now, obviously, this is a mnemonic device that's colored. Our young learners want to continually count on by 1, and some of our kids don't even have conservation. They want to count all these beads. But we think about what we know about numbers. How could I make this a 10 based on what I see here? I could join the orange with the other one. So we want kids to use the language that they could decompose 5 into 2 and 3. Bond their 2 with their 8 to make 10, and they can easily see that they have 13. This stops children from constantly thinking that math is hopping like a bunny and counting 1 to 1 to 1, right? Kids can also do other activities with it where you might want kids to decompose or show different ways to see numbers. So if I said, I want you to make the number 7, show me the ways that you could make it. So kids could push over 4 beads and then push over 3 more beads. And as they push it together, that's one way that they could make 7. What's another way? I could do 5 and I could do 2. And so kids can do a slew of activities with the Counting Buddy. We typically like our kindergartners to use this just because a lot of kids are trying to learn and understand the ideas in conservation to 10. Kids can do one-to-one counting. There's about 50 activities that I put in here. We actually give all of our parents a Counting Buddy at the beginning of the school year, and then each child has one in the classroom with the book. So if you have a Title I school where you have some parent education, it's really great for them to understand how they can use the Counting Buddy. They can bring it to church. They can bring it out at the restaurant and be doing different types of things with adding. You know, I wish I had 7, but I only have 5. How many more do I need to put on the Counting Buddy? So kind of some fun activities that you can do with the Counting Buddy. If you look on our website for the Counting Buddy, they're sold here at the Crystal Springs Book Fair, but they're also on our website. We usually have a class set for each of our classrooms. The next thing I'm going to show you is this really great Deco Dots that I created about 2 years ago. We've almost sold 10,000 decks since the birth of it about 2 years ago. They're in classrooms everywhere, and it's something that we're super excited about because it helps to get kids to kind of communicate their thinking. And so Deco Dots actually has 3 different colors within the deck. It's one deck in a whole deck, but actually it has 4 decks all together. So we do at this early childhood age so much with, you know, getting kids to understand subitizing and talking about number sense. And so the red deck can be differentiated for kids that are just within the conservation of 5. So the whole deck, they can be at a game independently in your mass stations using the 5 frame. Our yellow deck is differentiated where the whole deck is only going to be, or organized 10 frames. They're not going to be jumbled up or scattered or funky 10 frames. And then down here we have 2 green decks. The green deck is all in one, but our one green deck, we have Sam and Sally, the subitizing superheroes. And Sam sometimes has a star on his cape, which here he doesn't, but over here he does. This is for you to know, not the kids, because the deck with the no star is only scatters 0 to 5. The other deck, when you split it, it scatters 6 to 10, because some of our kids aren't able to subitize that high or do games in that way. And so we have the 3 layers of the deck. In our mass salad bar, we have them separated just in like a soap container. And they're in a drawer in the mass salad bar. Kids independently go and play the different games. We have all the games for downloaded for free on my website at sis4teachers.org. And so I'm going to show you a couple games that you could play with our Deco Dots. One of the best things to have is cards are great. But trying to shuffle, it's like 52 card pickup, right? So I brought this here. I'm going to kind of show you the green deck because it's kind of a more fun deck. We have this on top of our salad bar so that kids can shuffle. This is no louder than your pencil sharpener, so it's just as irritating, but it's quick. You want to have a cover here. It's just run by batteries, and the kids just shuffle the cards, and then the tray comes out, and the cards are shuffled. Good catch. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the document camera just for a minute so you can see this. Do you mind holding this? One of the games you can play here is Deco Duel. When I had War on it, it didn't get very good reviews because that was not good. So it's Duel, same idea, but it's just like the game of War. You can do a single flip or you can do a double flip. But the idea is to see how differentiable a game is. Because if I have some of my at-risk learners, they can handle doing a single flip, maybe with just the red deck. Or if I wanted to, I could increase it and have them do a double flip with the red deck, and they could add their 2 parts together. So I have 4 and I have 1 more. So on that side I have 3 and 1 more, which is 4. And another child comes up and says, I have 3 plus 3 is 6. So they're kind of using the structure, but I also could ramp the game up higher and use our green deck. So if I'm using my green deck, Deco Dots starts off in preschool and goes all the way up through 3rd grade. A lot of our 4th and 5th grade teachers in our project schools with our math initiative have figured out how to use Deco Dots in the upper grades as well. But if I am flipping cards and I'm going to put in different combinations, it's helping kids to kind of see different parts of numbers. So here, I know that that's 10 because 4 and 4 is 8 plus 2 more, and then an additional 1. So I can quickly see that that answer is 11. And on this side, I have a full 10 frame, and 6 and 4 is 10. So that's 20. So obviously, I have the most cards, so I win. In our 3rd grade classrooms, depending on what grade level you're from, we change the reds to 10. So this number is 55. It's not 10. Right, so if I have 55 and I want to add this to it, I have 50, 60, 74. So this would equal 74. So do you see how it could be really, so it's kind of like a really versatile deck to have in the classroom. We have them in just single decks. We have a small group deck of 5, and then we have class sets of them for 15. But you can take a deck, and your at-risk kids could be on the red one. You guys could be on the green one, and you over there could be on the yellow one. This is something we also do at our parent night. Every family comes and learns about Deco Dots. When you get them 20% off, they're only $12 a deck. And so we give every family a deck of Deco Dots. And it's really cool to kind of see it throughout the classrooms with the different ideas and the different games that you can play. The other game I'm going to show you that we can play is just using the same concept, and we're doing Deco Dot Duel. It's a difference game. So if I were to put a card here, I have 2, and my partner has 10. And here in the bank, I would put counters in the bank. So if I have 2 and you have 10, you have more. How many more do you have? 8. So you earn 10 or 8 counters out of the bank. When the bank goes bankrupt, whoever has the most counters wins. So it's kind of the idea that you can take the games, and again, you can use the same game with just the 5 frame cards. I have 3, my partner has 1. A lot of kids, when you ask them how many more, that language is really confusing for young learners. So if we each have 1, how many more do I have? I have 2 more. So I get to go to the bank and I get to take out the 2 more. And so they can kind of play different games. So you can download all the different games on the website that go with Deco Dots. And anything from, we have a lot of different games with same, less, more, where they get a card, which one's the same, which one's less, which one's more. And so you can kind of do different things that way. I'm going to have you hold this for one more minute. The exhibit hall's closed. I have one last thing to show you. I'm super excited about a new publication that's coming out this fall. It's called Math Mites, and we have designed characters to help children understand the different ways of solving math problems. And so if someone could click on the next one, you guys know what Abacus is our guy that's going to help kids when you have doubles plus 1. So it's 6 plus 5. And we want to be able to zap the number to make it 5 plus 5. And then we're going to add 1 more. So we have a character line that we're kind of developing that's going with the different strategies that we're teaching. And then this one you guys can relate to, because in the young grades we're working on decomposing and composing. So his name is DC, and he likes to break numbers apart and put them back together. And so it's kind of the idea is to have sort of a character, a Muppet-looking character to help. And they're all going to live in Mathville. We have T-Pops, who's the traditional, same old way, your parents have done. You have that same way to do the traditional way. That's one of the ways we need kids to be able to understand math. And so all of the friends are going to live in Mathville, and we're going to have strategy posters that we're creating for classrooms to help you while you're doing number talks and talking about kids with strategies. You're going to be able to create a character and have kids kind of remember, oh yeah, DC, I have to break the numbers apart and put them back together. Or I might need to use Abacus to use it for compensation. So coming soon this fall will be our Math Mite strategy boards that will be coming out. Thanks so much for joining us today. We've had an awesome time at ESGI and at Nationals. It's been great. You guys have an awesome week.